All right, so just to kind of sum up the workday, as you guys saw the little super brief montage, I was at a little co-working spot. You guys saw the time lapse of me working. Basically, what I worked on today is optimizing the onboarding process for my company. So essentially, like one thing I found out from Hormozy is that most people they'll decide whether they're going to stick with your company or not within the first 24 hours of working with you. And so essentially what I did was beef up the onboarding. So I had as soon as they sign up, they're going to get a welcome call from their client success manager, which is my business partner. And then they're also going to get a call from one of my VAs who's going to make sure that they get onboarded, get all their logins and everything. So kind of set that whole process up. And then also like a process for following up with people in the back end to make sure that they're getting support all the way through. And then we have a set ascension point, right? Which essentially means once they finish the first initial version of the product, now we're sending them to the second version, which is like a subscription. And so kind of leads me to my point here. One of the things that I learned in the past few days and really clicked with me when I heard it this way is that most people think that business is like problem and then solution, but it's really like problem, solution, and then another problem pops up. So it's like whenever you solve one problem, find the solution, it then creates another problem. So let's say you're having an issue with making sales or getting sales. As soon as you solve that, as soon as you start getting sales, now all of a sudden you don't have this problem anymore, but now you have another problem, which is you have to fulfill all those people and keep them on the back end, right? So let's say you get a bunch of people in and then you just have really high churn. So now your next problem is high churn. So then you solve high churn, right? Now you have all these customers that not only buy from you once, but they keep buying from you again, which sounds great, but then the problem is now you have to fulfill. And so then you have to make sure your fulfillment's good. And then while you're focused on these two things, maybe sales starts lagging. And now you're basically just playing whack-a-mole all the time with different problems in business. And I think when I had that mindset shift, and instead of thinking of okay, well, how do I solve all of the problems and then never have problems again, right? And everything's just smooth sailing. I think if you look at it that way, you're almost setting yourself up for failure. And so I think it was like yesterday or the day before, my mindset shifted. And so instead of thinking, oh, I need to solve all of the problems, I just think, what problem am I going to solve? And then what problem is that going to create next so I can anticipate it? And so I was thinking about it. It's like, people that are really good at business, they see multiple problems in advance. So they know they're going to solve this problem, then this one's going to pop up, then this one's going to pop up, then this one, then this one. So they're basically playing 4D chess but with business. Interesting thought, but yeah. So that's kind of what I'm doing, focusing on solving the onboarding. And then I know the next problem is going to be just fulfilling, because then once people buy and then keep buying, now I got to make sure that they actually get what they're buying. So that's the next problem, and then who knows what problem is after that. And hopefully I just keep getting better at solving problems, and that's pretty much how you scale a business. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to my little rant and my summary of my day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.